You already lived this life. Have you ever had a moment that felt strangely familiar? Not dramatic, not supernatural, just a small moment. You're sitting somewhere, looking out a window, listening to someone talk, and for a second, it feels like you've already been there, not in a dream, not in a memory, just before. Most people call it déjà vu and move on. But what if we didn't? What if, for a moment, we took that feeling seriously? What if this isn't the first time you've lived this life? What if you've lived it before? Every second of it, every choice, every mistake, every conversation, exactly as it is now. And what if you'll live it again, and again, and again? Not because of reincarnation, not because of karma, not because the universe has a plan, but because this exact life is all there is, and it keeps returning. Years ago, Friedrich Nietzsche imagined a strange encounter, not a scientific theory, not an argument, a thought experiment, a test. He asked you to imagine that one day, while you're alone, a demon appears. Not an evil demon, not a monster, just a messenger carrying terrible news. The demon tells you that every moment of your life will repeat, not once, not 1,000 times, forever. This life, exactly this one, the same childhood, the same embarrassments, the same regrets, the same losses, the same ordinary Tuesday afternoons that you forgot existed. Every detail, every breath, every heartbeat, repeated endlessly, nothing added, nothing removed, nothing changed. Then Nietzsche asks a question. How would you react? Would you collapse? Would you curse the demon? Would you see this as the worst thing you had ever heard? Or would you thank him? Most people hear this idea and immediately focus on whether it's true. Could the universe actually work this way? Would physics allow it? Could time somehow loop forever? Interesting questions, but they miss the point. Nietzsche wasn't really asking about the universe. He was asking about you, because the terrifying part of eternal recurrence isn't eternity. It's repetition. Human beings can imagine forever. We struggle to imagine once more. Think about the things you complain about, the conversations you wish had gone differently, the opportunities you missed, the nights you stayed awake replaying old mistakes. Now imagine reliving them, not correcting them, reliving them, exactly as they happened. Suddenly eternity feels much heavier. We spend so much of life treating the present as a hallway, a place we're passing through on our way to somewhere else. Things will get better later. Life will begin later. I'll become myself later. But what if there is no later? What if this moment isn't a bridge? What if it's the destination? What if the life you're waiting to start is already happening? That's the uncomfortable thing about Nietzsche's question. It removes every escape route. You can't blame the future. You can't negotiate with the past. You can't promise to become someone else someday. There is only this life, and the possibility of saying yes to it, or no. Most people assume happiness is the goal. Nietzsche wasn't convinced. A life doesn't become meaningful because it's pleasant. A life becomes meaningful because you're willing to own it. All of it. The beautiful parts, the humiliating parts, the parts you would erase if you could. Imagine someone offered you a deal. You can keep your life exactly as it is. Every success, every failure, every friendship, every heartbreak, everything. But there's one condition. You must agree to live it again, forever. Would you sign? It's a simple question, until it isn't. Because eventually, you realize the question isn't about eternity at all. It's about this afternoon, this conversation, this hour. The ordinary moments that seem too small to matter. Those moments are your life, not the highlights, not the milestones. Mostly this. A person walking home, a cup cooling on a desk, a message left unanswered, a quiet room at night. Life is made from things that rarely look important while they're happening. And yet, those are the moments eternal recurrence drags into the spotlight. Not because they're extraordinary, because they're yours. Maybe that's why the idea survives, not as a theory, as a mirror. You look into it and discover something uncomfortable. Most of us are not afraid that life is meaningless. We're afraid that it isn't. Because if this is really your life, then every moment matters more than you'd like. There is no rehearsal, no alternate timeline, no hidden version of yourself waiting somewhere else. Only this, only now. And strangely, that realization can feel lighter than despair. Because once you stop waiting for another life, you finally notice the one you're living. The sunlight on a wall, the sound of distant traffic.
The person sitting across from you, the fact that you're here at all. A conscious thing in a universe that never promised consciousness. A witness inside a reality that never explained itself. Maybe eternal recurrence is impossible. Maybe Nietzsche knew that. Maybe the entire point was to ask a question that facts can't answer. Not whether your life will repeat, whether you would accept it if it did. Because if the answer is no, then something is unfinished. And if the answer is yes, even for a moment, then something changes. Not in the universe, in you. The strange thing is that our series keeps circling the same mystery. First, we questioned reality. Then we questioned identity. Now we're questioning time and repetition. Each step removes something that seemed solid, and yet something remains. Something experiences all of it. The changing memories, the shifting self, the passing years, the questions, the uncertainty. Something is still here. We don't know what it is. We don't know where it comes from. We don't know why it exists at all. But it's watching. And right now it's reading these words. If someone offered you this life again, not a better one, not a different one, this one, what would you say? See you next time. If it isn't the first,